congratulations on the win, Sonia. You left it until the last minute, literally. Was that in the game plan?
Yes. No. But sometimes it's good for emotions, even for the fans, for players, to live that emotions. You know, when you are really passionate, it's really good sometimes to have these emotions. You have to fight until the end. And as you can see from the beginning of the season, sometimes I have not a lot of reactions on the goals and everything, but this one, yeah, I reacted a little bit more, but was not part of the game plan.
What was the game plan today?
I'm not going to say everything, but as I said, I think it's always difficult to play the same team 1 week after, because I think when the coach analyzed the game, I knew they were coming with mindset of being even more structured defensively out of possession, and I think that's always more difficult for us, because today I think we needed to create space on the pitch. They were again really compact, narrow, they didn't leave a lot of space, and we had to create that space, but probably also because it was the 80th game in this block. The legs were a little bit tired for some players, and I think we could feel we missed a little bit of freshness, and I think maybe today the result is more important than anything else.
Tim?
We've got an expression in England, Deja vu. So Everton
really good one.
Yeah. So Everton take the lead.
Yeah.
And Chelsea have to claw their way back. It seems to be a...
Déjà vu. Yeah.
Déjà vu.
Déjà vu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think was not part of the game plan either. I just think like in the game, we knew in transition they could hurt us. And when we try sometimes to push to score a goal, you leave more space, and they had the opportunity to exploit that space. And they have the players to do that with Payne and Gago up front. They are quick, and Gago scored actually a really great goal. So we need to give them some credit for that. I think today, like, they had a good performance. They just come back with another mindset, other quality out of possession, and they had this opportunity to score. So yeah, déjà vu, because it was the same case last week, but not in the same timing in the game. And I think today again, we believed it was possible to come back in the game and to win this game. This is what I'm most pleased with, the players' reaction.
And you know your players very well now. Did you ever doubt that they could get back even as late as they did?
No, really, because I'm a really positive person, and until the end, as a coach, I need to bring the positive energy to the team. Trying to change something on the pitch with the system, sometimes with players, and also my body language on the touchline. And I think that's really important. So I'm really into the game and intense in the game until the end and until the referee whistles. And I need to bring that to the players on the pitch. So probably you cannot see, but I'm talking with Cami. And the second half, we talked a lot about what we could bring to the team to get a good result. And actually, when we come back 1-1, I still believe we had a lot of time to score the second one, and even more if it was earlier on the game.
Thank you.
Sonia, the Chelsea fans were singing Lauren James's magic throughout the game, and she showed a bit of magic right at the end.
Yeah.
She's played back-to-back 90s now, and she's back to full fitness. How impressive has she been in training and in the games, and what does she bring to this team?
Yeah, I think the fans should continue to sing, first of all, because it gives her a little bit of magic. But I think I already said a lot about LJ, all her potential, but also all her talent. And I think probably if we didn't have her on the pitch until the end, we couldn't win the game. That's this simple. You need to have these creative players and players with this talent to sometimes win the games. And she just showed magic, but also I want to mention LJ in the last two games was able to play 2 times 90, so she's getting back from a really good shape. But also she defended a lot for the team, and I think that's probably also something we have been talking together to make sure she also work for the team, work really hard for the team. And I think teammates really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with all the performance she had today.
Yeah, and she's a very versatile player as well. She can play on the right wing as a 10 and a left. Do you think that she has one specific best position, or where do you see her playing more often?
I would say probably now more as a winger, but I know she has the quality to play as a number 10. I wouldn't try central back yet, but maybe one day.
And just a couple ones on injuries. We saw Femke Liefting was on the bench, but she got injured in the warm-up, and also Erin Cuthbert was not in the squad today. Any update on either of them?
Yeah, so Erin got a knock on her ribs a couple of weeks ago. She could manage it the weeks before, but this week was little bit more painful, so we were cautious with her. But yeah, she's staying with us for the international break, but she could be back after the international break, so not too bad. And Femke, as you said, she just twisted a little bit her ankle in a warm-up, so it doesn't look too bad, but we need to assess her tomorrow and see with a scan. You're welcome.
Doesn't help if someone's making a cup of tea, does it? It's really noisy. Maybe. Is there a plug or anything? Sorry to interrupt.
How's Sam's recovery? Is she back?
Thank you.
She's back on some parts of training sessions, so she's still being managed. As I said, it's difficult to give a really timeline because everyone is different, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, as soon as we can have her, I will be really happy. But she's progressing, she's doing well, she's in a good place mentally, and now she can look for the future.
Jessie?
Sonia, you've talked a lot about how maybe not taking chances or playing with a lower intensity gives opposition teams confidence, and it felt like, I mean, Brian Sorensen just basically said that Everton's plan was get to half time and then see.
Yeah.
Why do you think maybe that intensity has dropped? Because it felt like as soon as Everton scored, it was kind of like watching a different team play.
Yeah, I think that's mental. I think the players always want to put intensity in the game and have the best start in the game possible. But I think sometimes mentally, yeah, the legs are tired, and if mentally you don't take the relay, it's more difficult. So sometimes players think they are doing the best they can, but they always have more here and can help the legs to move faster and to do more. So we talked a little bit about that at halftime. But again, it was 8 games in a really short time, and we worked hard during the week because we had 1 week to prepare the game, and I want to make sure this January month, but also beginning of February, was a month where we were playing a lot, but also in training session we were working hard, really hard, to be ready for the next block.
Do you think the league position affects that? I know everyone says people don't look at the table, but surely it makes a difference on that one.
When you say the table...
Knowing that there's a gap between you and first.
So the way I manage the team until the end of the season, no, you know, like, of course we know we are in a really good position, but our mindset is to make sure we win every game, and I will never say I'm trying to manage games and not trying my best to win them. So yeah, I actually like the presentation before the game. I just told them, and I finished with that, I want to have 8 games win out of 8, and that's yeah, something we have to have as a mentality. So even if we have some points ahead of the other teams, you never think like, how can I manage that situation? We want to be, I would say in French, like the feet or the foot on the pedal, and always like 100%. So that's our mentality. So yeah, actually, even if we know we have some advance in the table, we don't think like, oh, we are comfortable and we can start the game slowly.
And just on the first subs that you made after the goal, obviously bringing Micah on initially with Lucy and then Vika as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other experience on that bench. Like, it's quite brave, or some people would think it's quite brave to bring on young players like that. But can you talk about the choice to bring Captain and Romano on in particular?
Yeah, first of all, because these players are a lot of quality, and I felt, as I told you, we needed to have some freshness, and I know these two players are probably the two ones who run a lot on the pitch. They have a lot of activity to ask for the ball, to be available, but also to defend. So I felt maybe bringing them two was something who was going to help the team. I really don't look at the age, the experience and the status of players. I just look at what is the best for the team.
Yep.
Yeah, hi Sonia.
Hi.
French centre-back Maelys Mpome made her first start in the league today.
Yeah.
She had made a couple appearances off the bench beforehand.
Yeah.
How can she build on her performance today, and will she get further chances?
Yeah, again, I think Maelys is coming from Montpellier, the French league. I think she's still young. She needs to develop as an individual, and I think she's in the right environment, working with Chelsea, but also with the staff. Again, my background and Camille and Theo background, working at the academy with young players is really helpful, and I think the players really enjoy when we work with them individually. And I think Maelys still needs to grow as an individual, but she's in the right environment, as I said, because she's working here every week with really good players, and also she's learning a lot from them and from us, the staff. I think today was one opportunity for her to start in the league. She had started some games in the Champions League, but not yet in the league. And I think she did well. She had a good performance, but no more. Because she didn't play the games before, she didn't have 90 minutes. This league is again more competitive and more intense, so it's difficult for some players sometimes when they don't play consistently to have 90 in the legs. But I think it was good, and yes, she just showed with her performance I can trust her for the future.
Thank you.
Yep.
What does it mean for the team to get a late winner and actually win the game, even though the game wasn't really going to plan for this team?
Really important, because I always told you, like, the result is the most important, and when you have this capacity to win games even when it's difficult, even when it's late, I think just like mentally and psychologically, even for the other teams, when they think like they have an opportunity maybe to catch us up, it's not the case. So I think that's really important for us to have these trains.
Thank you. Yeah, at the back.
Yeah. Bonjour. Hello. Paul is really not happy when we start to speak French. He always looks at me like this, and but since I joined, I always speak English, Paul. So you should try one time to do a press conference in French. It would be funny, you know?
That'd be short.
I'll be sure.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So, in the first half, Everton made it really difficult to score. Their defence was really strong, and they blocked every single attempt you had to score. And so at half-time, what did you tell your players to try and change this?
You know, sometimes you need to recognize that's a tough day, and I think today we knew it from the beginning of the game, before the game, starting into the game, but also half-time. So when it's the case, I think you just need to show you are confident as a coach, and we are going to find a solution in the game to score at least one. But also you need to give credit to the other team, and I just said they did well first half and all the game almost, but I think we tried to adjust some tactics, giving my players confidence for them to play in some areas on the pitch, but also to believe it was possible mentally to come back in this game to score goals. When it's tough, I always make sure I support my players the best way I can. Sometimes it's the other way, when the game becomes easier, or I'm trying to be really hard on them just for them to maintain the quality. But when it's tough, I always support them, and I make sure I give them all the confidence they need to go on the game and be able to score and to win the game.
And just one more question, of course, you have some really important key players, especially Mayra Ramirez. And her goal today kind of like opened up the game again and gave Chelsea the confidence to win the game that they won at the end.
Yeah.
And just how important is she to the team and in training as well, not just on the match?
Yeah, Mayra again is a great player. She's a great forward. She scores goals, which is really important as a forward. But also from the beginning of the season, she's trying to connect more with the players. It's really important because now in the league she's really known, and I think everyone is trying to stop her. So when she's able, because she has a lot of quality and she's powerful, when she's able sometimes to do the job by herself, that's fine, but she also needs to connect with the other players to be even more unpredictable. So I think we have been working on that, and she's showing like she's unpredictable. Her goal was a world-class goal, and I think it helped the team again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unless there's any more, I think we'll leave it there.
Thanks.
Rio? You sure? Oh, she's too shy.
Yeah.
She's too shy. You sure?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a nice
everybody.
break. See you in 2 weeks.